There we go. How's that? Is that better? I know that there's a little bit of a delay. Did not even realize. See, I was all excited to play with the comic that I didn't even think to plug in the microphone. Hey, Jordan, rather. That was Jordan, my other brother, who mentioned that. Thanks for saving the day. I'm stupid. See, this is why if I had you on Discord, you could have just called me out for being stupid. And we'll do that at some point. I don't have it set up for this right now. But, thanks, guys. I was excited to get into the drawing part. Yeah, so I guess to catch people back up with all the stuff that I was saying that nobody could hear, I got a couple things that might end this stream sooner than planned. One, I have a new camera coming, so as soon as I hear a doorbell, I will have to run away for that. That might not end the stream, but it will at least slow me down. Two, the dog. The doggo will eventually want attention, and Brady gets his way. The third thing is that, well, I did not charge my Apple Pencil before streaming, which was me just being stupid. But it should be fine. I do have two Apple Pencils anyway, so worst case scenario, I could always link up the other one. But both of my Apple Pencils blow through battery pretty quick just because I use them all the time. Okay, so in this particular circumstance, I generally try to avoid working on faces right off the bat, unless obviously like in the second panel was mostly just a face. And the reason why I do that is because I really like drawing faces and eyes and things. So if I jump to that first, I'll kind of lose motivation, or at least I think I would. In this particular circumstance, it probably wouldn't matter. But, you know, that is how it goes. In not this stream right here, but maybe even later tonight when I jump on again, if I can figure out how to play music. I did get permission from Signal Noise to play their music on here, so that will be something as soon as I figure out how to do it, I will have access to. Which is huge, and obviously thanks to everyone at Signal Noise for letting me play with that. That being said, there's another YouTube project coming out in the near future that I helped work on with them for a little bit. Just a small little part, but I'm super excited to see the outcome. Can't say more than that currently. But keep your eyes out, or follow them on YouTube, Signal Noise. It looks wrong, but, you know, let's push forward and see if it just turns out better. If not, that's what erasers are for. That doesn't look right at all, though. So, Jordan, did you have fun throwing a giant curveball at me last night? Because I still haven't stopped thinking about it. We played D&D, and there was a big thing that happened. And I don't know what to do. Luckily, I have a week to think about it. I'm probably going to make full use of that time. Okay. Let's get this. No. Redo. Coffee. Okay. I thought that that'd be kind of fun though to do with these streams too, to maybe set up a Discord for it, and that way, obviously, if people were talking to me ahead of time, it would make it planned, obviously, but I can have people come in and chat with me. I would thoroughly enjoy that. Like I said, this whole entire process has been a good excuse to keep me motivated to work on these projects. I know that Corey, or Jordan rather, is also working on a project. Are you writing right now, Jordan? You writing while you listen and chill with me? He's much better at writing stories than I am. Probably would have had him write this whole comic if it wasn't for the fact that he's too busy with his own projects, which is fair. Okay. Okay. I would like to point out that both of the little short comics that I am working on have very few characters in them, which you'd think would make it really convenient for making the comic easy. But I stupidly designed both of them in spacesuits and full plate armor, so it makes life a lot harder. A lot more lines. Okay, so once I have that, so it's two. I know that that's the thing that I majorly changed here. So one. Two of these little plates, I suppose they'd be called. What do we got in here currently? Uh-oh. Okay. Yeah. I forgot that we were playing D&D yesterday. That's why my microphone wasn't working. It was because I unplugged everything so we could play D&D. Then the microphone was not on. Oh, no, we need to separate that out a little better. Okay. You dropping OBS? What you doing? Is there any lag or anything, Jordan? I'd hate to have to restart anything, but I'd rather do it sooner than later, like yesterday. Or the day before, rather. I'm going to check real quick. Put the volume off on my phone. It's gonna be weird. Get some video inception. Okay. Be weird. Hmm. Alright, so there might be a little bit of lag, and for that I apologize. I don't know why that would be. I don't have a direct connection to my router just yet. That's a thought in the future for streaming at least. I just need to get a big enough Ethernet cord. Let's see here. Get my reference back. Anyway, let's just get to focusing on said artwork side of things, especially where it's just me and Jordo right now. Oh, it looks like we got a couple extra people in. Welcome. At least it looks like it. It's just not showing up extra people at the moment. Okay. Let's get cruising here. Every now and then I need to remind myself that this panel is not particularly huge. And all of the detail I'm putting into it might be for nothing. If I'm not constantly reminding myself to check. Okay. Let's get this shape to look a little better. Okay. Draw the hand first, then add that. Okay. This hand has seen better days. It's one of those times where I wish I did more of the work when I was actually like penciling. But I didn't. So now I gotta make up for it. It just needs to be good enough. Like I said, it's a pretty small panel, so I still don't like it. Screw it. Let's do it again. Let's try again. Let's do it this way, though. Change the angle. went a lot smoother and looks a lot nicer. See? Sometimes it's not a bad thing to just start over. Okay. Now these pauldrons. It's got like an elbow guard that I added. So did anybody check out the Xbox release video there for Xbox? Or their new system, rather. They just had like the video game reveal. Really, I'm just excited for the new Halo. I don't know if that's enough to convince me to buy the new system. But it looks really good. I would like to go back and play some old school Halo again, and that's what it looks like. It looks like it's an open world, back on the Halo ring. Can't go wrong with Master Chief suiting up again. Edit some of this. Now know why this pauldron looked off. It's because the angle is off. Fix it later though. Fix it as we go. Okay. Looking pretty good so far. Yeah, so I haven't quite decided what I'm going to do for tonight's stream. I might keep doing this, obviously, which would be the go-to. But at the same time, if I have a new camera to play with, should probably do that. Or at least maybe I could do... I'm going to probably do some sort of, like, video based on that anyway. But I have other things I still have to wait for in the mail for that too. So we shall see when we get there. But I do hope UPS decides to get here sooner than later so I can balance out the rest of my day and my plans with that. Okay, so this is going to go there. That moment when you realize that in your pencil sketch that you ignored the entire anatomy of a hand and how a sword works. Ugh. See, that's the problem with the way that I do things in general. Is when I draw, I do it all usually in a set of sketches and layers. So essentially, I go over everything once, and then I go over everything again. If so, for instance, if you've watched some of my other videos, I usually go through, do a really light penciling in like blue, and then I take like a red and I go over it again. And usually after I have that red down, I have those second lines. If you noticed, all of my pencils in this comic are just in blue because I didn't do that second part. And now I'm just jumping into the last part, which is actually me trying to ink it. So there's a lot of me having to figure out the actual design too as I'm working on it because I didn't take that time before. Just classic. What I do. Make things more difficult for myself when I don't have to. Okay. Also, completely changing the design when working on the comic book ahead of time was problematic. That's not even as bad as my unfinished pencil lines. Okay, so the sword is a little bit longer than it is in this this picture here. So let's make it longer. Supposed to be one line. There we go. Did my links from Facebook work this time? I've been getting screwed over by Facebook a lot lately, so I wouldn't be surprised if it didn't, but I can check, I guess. I gotta get that worked out, that's for sure. Okay. Yeah, no. Okay, the link actually works this time. Yay. Gotta get that worked out, that's for sure. Oh, even worse though. Huh. My chat froze. Jordan, you've been talking to me this whole time and I have not seen you. And yes, I did see the Fable trailer and I'm super excited about that. That almost is enough of a reason for me to get back on Xbox. But here, I don't know if I can refresh this though. That's scary. Let's find out. Can't hurt. I'm back. Okay. Okay. Yes, I have made some thick lads for my comic. I had to make that difficult. Sorry, I'm catching up through all of your messages because apparently none of them went through. Another reason why it'd be nice to actually have an open thing. So yeah, I did get to refresh. That worked out for me. Yeah, you should watch the new trailer for the new Halo. It's like 10 minutes of like actual gameplay and just like the intro, and also it's the demo specifically. So they are going to have a demo for it, which is nice. So that'll be cool. but I'm very excited to play with that. Ah, yeah, I hope that they've just opened up the possibilities of Fable 4. Actually, you know what else I was excited for in this video? They had a trailer for a game called Grounded, and it was fucking hilarious. It's like, if you want a huge game, you should wait for, and then it just like, without announcing the title, went right to, you should wait for Cyberpunk 77 because this isn't it, because it's like all people being shrunk down in miniature. So it's a pretty good joke. Yeah, definitely check that out. Okay, so I gotta get going on this actual character design here. Did I design a belt in my new thing? Oh god, let's find out. Reference. Did I design a belt in my new thing? Oh god, let's find out. Reference art. Aha. Okay, so I made it a basic belt. Good. That makes my life a lot easier. Well, kind of. I clearly tried to avoid basic belts when I was drawing this initially. Oh, cool. I should check out that series. I don't know if I've actually seen it. I might have actually. I might have. Usually pretty nerdy when it comes to Halo stuff. Oh, okay. Okay, so let's move. Turns out, the thing that I changed in design most was this belt. Okay. Yeah, I also really want to go through and change all of our character designs in D&D again, just for funsies. Oh, gotcha. The meat and the games. Yes. So did you get the Master Chief collection? It's good. Me and Sammy recently played through all of it again. Because, it had been a while. They actually have a couple little like Halo mini-series things on Netflix. That's why I feel like I have seen those. That's why I didn't know if you were talking about that. There's like a B movie, and which is pretty not bad. I think they did the right thing of not following just the Master Chief story. He just happens to be a character. New companies at 373, I think, or the new studio anyway that took over. They're doing a good job so far. The fifth game was really good. It was like a movie. And personally, there are two types of games out there. I personally like games where I feel like I'm telling my own story, and then there are games where I'm just straight up playing in a movie, and I really enjoy that sometimes, where you just power through in a few hours, get the whole story. And Halo is one of those ones where I feel like I'd rather it be that way. Hey, Dad. What's up? Welcome to the stream. Jordan saved the day. I have my audio back, so that's not broken anymore. What would be streaming with me if it wasn't, all sorts of jank? Okay. Is Corey still at work? Oh no. I know that mom was saying that she wants somebody to help her set up her iPad for YouTube. I'll give a call later today. I was already going to give Jordo a call anyway. So once this stream is done, I'll do that. Okay. Gross. How does he like doing those freaking early mornings? I don't understand it. I mean, then again, I could just be the only one in the family who's like screw mornings, but I don't know. I feel like Jordo stays up pretty late too. All right. Okay. And in classic Image Comics fashion, old school Jim Lee and good old Rob there, we're going to be adding way too many bandolier pouches because that's how we roll. Yeah, mornings suck. The only thing that's good about them is coffee, and you can have coffee later in the day. Hence what I'm doing now. Got my little espresso because I'm spoiled and I can do that at home. Kind of hard to go out for. Wait. What time did he go to work today then? If he gets out at 4 p.m., so he wasn't that early then. I just know that usually Corey goes at like 4 a.m. There's no way that they'd have him work a 12-hour. Walmart's way too cheap for that. That's how you get into overtime territory. Also, as the ongoing joke, Walmart, clearly not a sponsor. I don't have sponsorships. I'm all by myself. Okay. So I guess the question is, do I add even more bandolier pouches? I feel like the answer is always yes, right? You just gotta. Ooh, that chili sounds good. Especially because I know that there's meat in it. I don't get to have meat chili all that often anymore because now Sammy's all vegetarian. Well, for now we're going to keep that a bandolier. I might change that down the line because I don't necessarily want to go with too many pouches and things. Even though, let's face it, in like a real game of D&D, a real paladin would probably have to have 1,000,000 pouches. It's the amount of crap that everyone carries around. Okay, so this is the other part that's different. Yeah. Hey, that didn't seem to stop any '80s movies with like Arnold Schwarzenegger or anything else. Okay, they were hugely beefy too. They could get those. I have a feeling that I know that I made a beefy character. He can reach all of these. If you notice, this is all fabric on his inner arms. It's not chainmail. Mostly because that would have added so much more time to the drawing process of this piece. And I did not want to do that to myself. But I did think about doing it when I was sketching it. There was a time when I was just going to go with chainmail for this whole character. Chainmail and a tabard. Okay. We need one more from here. So, I mean, other than making chili and hanging out at the house, what you doing, Dad? Got anything cool going on? You guys are going back to Cutler to visit? Oh, I have to do some clothing math here. Figure out how this tabard would work with these boots. Saw this one coming. Okay, let's just ignore that first, though. Do something easy. Every now and then I gotta remind myself to check out whether I'm actually centered in camera or not. Okay. Try refreshing again. Let's make sure that hope that this doesn't disconnect. Alright, cool. We survived. Mmm. Sounds like a good chili. Oh, yeah, out in the middle of nowheres. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, we're trying to get Sammy back into school, and I am already feeling another Camden trip or something. That would be cool, especially considering we already pretty much self-quarantine when we go to that place. So it would be fun. But costs too much money. We need to save it. Maybe towards the end of the year once it gets to the winter months and I've got a little bit of extra time. Plus it's a lot cheaper in the winter. No, Dad, my new camera, I'm waiting for it to get here. It is supposedly on its way. I have to sign for it, so if the doorbell rings, I will be running away to go pick that up. Could check actually the status on that, because why not? Better make it today though, because I'm not home tomorrow. Yep, still out for delivery. Okay. Let's get this torch done up too while we're at it, just so I can avoid figuring out those legs. See, the trick is to just not do those parts of things that you're worried about until you've got it completely figured out in your brain. Sometimes it takes a little bit. Oh yeah, the new painting's looking good. I like that rope on there. That looks real good. I'm liking it. That did look like it was a huge pain in the butt to get in there. Did you actually? Oh, it looks like you. I can't tell if that's like just part of the rope or if you like had to like weave a wire in. I think it's part of the rope. But that looks really good. I like it. Good job. Here, let me while I have gotten all the important stuff done with my change here, let me just. I'd like to just keep the chat on my phone. That would make life even easier. But I don't think they have that set up just yet. Yeah, Dad, I saw the picture. It looks really good. Okay, it looks like we are caught up. Okay. Yeah, I can definitely. How's it drying? Is the paint drying a little bit better now? Or did you just have to try to work around that as best as you could? That obviously makes it tricky. Thanks, Lanky. I'm having a lot of fun doing this YouTube and obviously getting the comic book art done. Obviously, swing by the shop whenever if you want to come and get something set up for a tattoo. I will give you the forewarning that it is crazy right now and we're booking out quite a ways. So just the sooner the better if you want to book time because it's going to be booked out a ways and I'd hate for you to have to wait even longer. Um, Apparently my stream's bitrate is weird. Let's see if we can fix that real quick while I'm fixing things. Well, it shouldn't be. Okay, we'll deal with that. Well, it might be a little laggy. I can try refreshing again. Give me 1 second, guys. Okay. I feel like I could still add some of this. That juxtaposition's good, but don't want to add too much stone detail over here just yet. Yeah, we'll have to try to get a good night photo of that sign once it's all hooked up. Good for your portfolio, Dad. Because, you know, gotta have that. So you can have even more people want you to paint stuff for them. Okay. I think that I've avoided it long enough. Let's figure out these legs. Actually, you know what? Let's just make my life easier. We're going to pull this down over that. I think I already kind of did that anyway. Yeah, so pulled that over. Actually, they're too long. Alright. I'm going to fix it according to my other picture. Other side. So, according to the top, it goes right above and goes down. So we'll put that there. Pull this over here. Awesome. Excited to see that in person someday. If I ever find my way back out into Camden, or not Camden, sorry, Cutler, which is forever away from me. But I'm sure I'll get out there again sometime. You know, Sammy likes to explore. I'm sure she'll convince me to do it. Alright, so we got that more or less the way it's supposed to be. We're going to... I don't think I'm going to change much about these knee ones. We'll make them a little sharper looking. That's... And get this side up. Okay. So if you guys had seen my cover photo, This position right here is when the sword will start like glowing. There'll be some like magic surround there, but there's no point in me, drawing in all the magic just yet. Just because that'll be all done with color. That is the one thing that, even if I decide to go with basic flat coloring, I'm still going to use the light tool from Procreate because it's just such a cool tool. Does so many neat things. And I'd like to keep that going. Yeah, I never get bored of the art. See, the trick is having a job that still, it doesn't really feel like a job, but that's when I get to do other people's ideas. When I come home, it's just for me, and that's what keeps me sane. Like this comic, nobody's paying me to do it. Nobody's telling me what the story is. It's my own personal project, so I can rock it the way I want to. So that makes it a lot easier to not get really burnt out, and I still do. Occasionally, I do, but when I get burnt out, I usually just focus on a different art project for a little while. I purposefully don't let myself get like artist block like crazy. If I do get artist block, I will try to draw my way out of it, which I do a lot. Lanky, I am currently using Procreate. It's an iOS app for iPad Pros and iPads. It's awesome. It's one of the best art programs out there. If you have an Apple Pencil and an iPad, it's only like, I believe, $10 still. It was $5 back when I got it when it first came out. And they just keep adding the best tools. And the Apple Pencil is one of the best digital art drawing experiences I've ever had. In fact, the hardest part about using Procreate right now has nothing to do with Procreate. It was making it so I could link it onto my laptop so I could actually stream it. That was the only thing that I've had trouble with so far. And doesn't have anything to do with Procreate. That was me having to find a program that actually could screen mirror and do exactly what I wanted it to do. So I highly recommend Procreate. Obviously, it sucks because you have to pay some money for an iPad. But now you can get the original Apple Pencil, this one, with a iPad, just a standard regular iPad. You can get the $300 iPad, $100 for this, and $10 for Procreate, and you have an entire digital working station right there. All the iPad Pro is a little bit faster, so you can have a little bit more layer space to work with. But realistically, you can do anything with this. I do my entire job as a tattoo artist on my iPad nowadays. It saves so much time and money and effort, and can't go wrong with that. Okay. But I'll be doing pretty much this entire comic on here. There might be, I might do some like color editing and stuff once I get to, like in Photoshop. Like they do have lettering tools in Procreate, but once I'm at that finishing stage, I'll probably just be using Photoshop by that point, so I can do my last color grading and just throwing all the lettering in and stuff all at the same time. Just for the sake of making life easier. Yeah, Procreate. Just look it up. It's incredible. Not only that, if you there are tons of free brushes online. There are tons of it has the best brush creation tool ever, especially if you've been using Illustrator for a long time. Like I love Illustrator, don't get me wrong. It has its very specific uses, but their brush limitation frustrates me so much. And I know that you can work on making your own, but like back when I used to use Illustrator all the time, there was only like 2 brushes, and I made my own that would do more or less what I wanted them to do, but they were nowhere near as functional as this. Like I have hundreds of brushes. If I just click on this, these are the ones I'm using for this comic specifically. There's nothing all that crazy going on, but like Max Packs, you can buy brushes from people. These paint brushes are incredible. Just the brushes they come with, all these like pencils in the beginning, and they have their own inkers. Like it just comes right out of the box with a ton of awesome software and awesome tools. So I highly recommend it. This pencil brush that I'm using right now, It's called the Elder 2.0. It's by George Brushes. If you do get an iPad, you can literally look it all up through their forums and find it. And he has free links to it. He has a Gumroad, so you can also tip him if you want. I believe I gave him a few bucks for it, for a pack of brushes. Just because I feel like you still should support people. But what I suggest if you do get Procreate is to at first pick up a set of brushes, like a larger set. Not necessarily like a huge one, like you don't need to have 350 brushes or something, but pick up a set of brushes from somebody like Max Packs or something like that, because you can go into each of these brushes individually and edit how they work, so you can test them out too. And there's a whole bunch of options for your actual like brush controls. And if you buy a few of them, by the time you actually get in there to use them, you'll have learned how they made theirs and can then custom your own brushes. Plus, if you're coming from Adobe software in general, you already have a head up on the game because it's not that different. In fact, it's a little bit more intuitive, if anything. So I highly recommend checking that out. It's pretty convenient. Convenient and just good. Procreate, I try really hard to use my Adobe software all the time, but I end up just doing a lot of things in Procreate. And on top of that, you can animate in Procreate now. They have a timeline that's pretty fun. Great for GIFs and little intros to things. My intro at the beginning of this video, and all of my videos, is done with Procreate. Okay. That go across the back. Okay. I can't help but feel like there's a lot of like just naked space under here, and I don't like that, but don't really have a cure for it right now. I mean, we'll skinny it up a bit. Yeah, I'm gonna be doing a Procreate tutorial soon, also, just because Procreate is a wonderful program. The only like thing that's a little tricky in the beginning, like it's super intuitive, you can learn it really fast, but it can do so much more than what they like advertise right off the without like tutorials. There's so many little hidden touch features that are just amazing, and I wouldn't mind kind of doing a how I use Procreate video just to give people like the tips and tricks that I've learned along the way, because it's amazing. It's really just an incredible program. I'm still kind of mad at myself for this particular shot because I made it so I have to draw out the feet in detail. I don't usually have too much of a problem of drawing feet, but night boots are always pointy and silly looking, and I didn't want to do that, so I'm kind of, I don't know, at a loss for how to do it. I might end up having to change that. Ah, yeah, let's do that. Let's make them look more like heavy armored knight feet instead of boots. You're right. Sometimes they do just wear boots, and I probably could have just went with that. You know, this is the fun part of like watching some of these like streams because I will probably change my mind a dozen times. Like the next time that I end up drawing these feet, I will probably change my mind. It'll be a few frames away. I don't think that I have to worry about it for a while, but it don't look super bad. Yeah, I Procreate in itself was the main reason why I bought an iPad Pro initially, just because I could see what it could do. I played around with it in the Apple Store a bit, and it's so good. It kind of ruins all other programs for me, and I don't mean that like in a bad way. I mean like, for instance, this is magical. If I draw a circle and hold still, it turns it into an ellipse. If I put one finger down, it turns it into a perfect circle. And then you can edit the shape however you want. That is something that once you get used to, you can never go back from. I'm broken by that because I use it all the time now, and every time I switch into drawing in Photoshop, there is nothing like that in Photoshop. So I'm broken. There's no way to fix it. Okay. So I guess the best thing for me to do now is to just kind of fill that in. Let's get these kind of rock looks here. Yeah, true. I mean, that's the thing is they made it easy, and I hope that, which they haven't yet, but like Adobe came out with an iPad Photoshop, which is slowly getting better. I'll give them that. And it's not bad from the start. It was super laggy when it first came out, and that was super frustrating, especially because like Procreate is just so good. Now I understand that Photoshop is a full program, but the new Photoshop that they've released is not really new yet. Like I mean, it's not really. Uh, it's not really full Photoshop yet, and that's not a problem. Obviously, I understand they got to iterate and change things, which I support fully. But it just was laggy. It just didn't run super well on the iPad. And the reason why Procreate is so good is because it just works. They built it just for the iPad, and it's fantastic. Dad, it's not cheating. It's using your tools. You should always use your tools. Just because you did it all old school, drawing with pencils and erasers, that's on you, man. I'll teach you how to do it all digital if you want. You gotta buy a new computer first, though. Because you can't do it on that. Your computer cannot handle any of these art programs we're talking about. Not even a little bit. 2 gigs of RAM is not enough for anything, let alone working on stuff. Ooh, a bit of lag there. Sorry, guys. Okay. Enough making fun of my dad's computer. Refresh. Huh. Well, I'm still live. Is it super laggy for you guys? Or is everything feeling okay? YouTube is telling me that there's problems, but OBS is telling me that there aren't any problems. All I want to do is get through this panel. It's true. Yeah, but $400 in the computer world is nothing, Dad. I was just talking about spending $400 on an app, the lowest end iPad, a little bit ago. Okay, let's get to this fun part. Oh, see, and now YouTube's telling me everything's fine. I think I just need to get a long ass Ethernet cable that the dog will hate. Don't like that. Hey Jordan, does Dad know that you are Mystic? Okay. I just can't get it out of my head anymore because on my last stream, Harmony's son thought that I was drawing John Wick, and now whenever I draw this character, all I really can see is John Wick. And I'm totally okay with that. But it is funny. However, life hacks. Yeah, Dad. Got the whole fam hanging out, you know, other than Corey, who's at work, obviously. And, Mom, we still have to set up on the iPad. Like I said, I'll call her later. And I appreciate you guys helping me get through some drawing. It's super fun. Okay, let's get that in there. Yeah, I might have to go through and bold some things in this layer. But it's going to be all for like specifically shading. Well, I appreciate it a bunch for everyone who joins me. It really does help me power through and get past, like, you know, life anxiety, and helps motivate me to actually work on this project. All things considered, I was going to be drawing anyway, so I'd rather hang out and draw with others. As my dad pointed out previously, all I do is draw, really, so. Actually fixing what I said I needed to fix. Still not right, but that's fine. We'll fix it in post. Yeah, no, I think that the theory is because I did this early enough in the day, the doggo is currently sleeping. Because this is usually when I'm at work. Which is pretty convenient. So I'm trying to... He hasn't bugged me yet, so I'm going to keep going. It is very impressive, though. Jordan, there's nothing wrong with that, and don't let anyone tell you any different. You really should try to get a book finished or something, though, and start just trying to get it out there. You know, I'd like to see you, like, even if it's just uploading it to like Amazon for like $1 or something. I think it'd be cool just to get your stuff out there, man. Get some cool projects going. Also, with this new camera I'm getting, I'm gonna be needing someone who can do script writing, because I'm gonna want to do other external projects. So keep that in mind. And if you have just cool ideas, like, you know, we're constantly sharing ideas anyway, but if you come up with some cool ideas that you want to try to make videos out of and stuff, I'll let you know if it's something I think I can do. I would enjoy that. I want to get more into video making, even like short films and stuff. That's one of the reasons of making this YouTube channel, is just so I have the option to do all those kinds of things. Nice. Okay. Now for the annoying part. Because for some reason, I thought it would be fun to draw individual rocks on this bridge earlier. And, you know, Gotta stick with it. Yeah, Dad, I'm not going to be jumping into shadows. I got another 7 pages to draw out. Or more than that. This is a 10-page comic, so I got another 9 pages to ink first. I will be doing all of my lighting and shadows when I am done getting all of my rough line work done. I'm not the kind of inker that goes in and makes those kinds of things permanent right off the bat, mostly because I haven't quite nailed exactly how I'm going to do it just yet. So, no shadows anytime soon. Well, Jordan, it's going to be possible in the future because that's literally what I'm setting up my new camera for. So, fun. Plus, that's kind of the point of my channel, was to make it more of a whatever I feel like producing. You know, it doesn't have to be strictly drawing. It doesn't have to be strictly anything. It's just whatever project felt right. I'm also trying to convince both Coop and DJ to do things like that. Because we've been doing cool music videos and stuff together, and that's always fun, obviously, when we did a couple of those. But me and DJ were talking about how it would be fun to even try to do like a short horror film or something. So that would be fun. Okay. So if you could tell, I'm going really light with these little stone bits. Not just because it's cheating and making my life easier. That is one of the reasons. But also because there's going to be a glowing sword here, so don't want to go too crazy with it because I'm probably just going to end up using gradients to blur over it anyway. Okay. Let's take a look with no blue lines. Looking pretty good so far. That frame's not super bad. There's a couple things I will be changing in it, but good enough for now. And obviously, like I said, my goal is to get all the rough inking done, because once I get back into it, I will be doing a lot more of like tidying things once I know where all my lighting sources are. Because, for instance, there's a lot of like all of these posts that are going to have fire also, so I'm going to be casting lighting and shadows just about everywhere in it. Plus, this tower is going to be shooting up a green beam of magic, so lots of things to take into consideration. Okay. So we need a new layer. For the fourth panel. And before we do that, though, let's go to the panel layer. Go to my brush I've been using for that. Make nice straight lines. Uh-oh, screwed it up. Good enough. I will probably be redoing all the panel lines eventually anyway. Yeah, Jordan, for sure. I mean, obviously, I'm always down to read all your projects, man. You're a great writer. And yeah, I mean, obviously, when it comes to, like, I've got a couple different, like, horror story ideas going. One that's going to be the animated project. You already know about that one. But as far as, like, a short horror, it's going to be a fun project because we also have to take into consideration any sort of budget that we do or do not have. Which right now is definitely a thing. Okay. Which one was I using? There we go. I was using the smaller one. And we gotta go back to panel 4. Yeah, DJ's having a lot of fun with all these kinds of things. Yeah. Huh. I gotta figure out why YouTube's being so silly, and seems like it's lagging a bit, but you guys don't seem to be complaining about lag, so who knows. Keeps giving me errors. Oh, buffering's not the end of the world, though. I don't even think I have a way to plug in Ethernet yet. Down the line. That's a project for later. Don't mind me and my bad habits. Okay. See if I can pound out this panel before I take a stretch break here. Make sure I'm on the right panel. Always important. That didn't work. Okay. I'm pretty jealous. Food sounds good. That's another good reason to get this panel done so I can get to start up another stream later tonight. I'm definitely going to be doing more. My plan is to finish this page today. Right now, I'm just trying to get this portion done up. Yeah, doesn't look that bad actually. Even with a straight line. Fixed everything. Okay. getting real close to my goal. I think I'm still at 80 subscribers right now. Very close to the 100 I'm looking for, which is fantastic. Just need 20 more people, and then I get to finally customize my URL. Uh-oh. Alright, good. Back to being live. Sorry about that, guys. It was being all silly. Alright, still doing it. Okay. Tip number 1, learn from my mistakes. Figure out all this stuff before you get to the inking phase, instead of having to constantly change your mind. Which I have a serious problem doing. Yep, nope, starting that whole hand over. Don't like it. Don't like it at all. See? It's amazing how immediately makes something better when I just give up on what it looked like at first. So much better. However, now we have geometry issues here. And we'll fix it. Yeah, hands can be hard, but if you notice, the issue I'm having is not with actually drawing the hands. It's with me not doing the amount of work I should have done figuring out the angle. Because I shouldn't have started with that gauntlet. I should have put the sword down first and recognized that this hand actually needs to be already different. As much as I don't dislike what this looks like, it needs to be different. So, because basically this sword is being held out, so I actually need things going down, like that line to be looping down, because here, you'll see what I mean in a second. I will fix it in just a moment. So basically what I need is I need the back of the hand to be here, where we'll actually do this the right way. Yeah, exactly. It's the perspective that's wrong on this. So what I needed was this to be held like that. So my initial piece of the armor was way off. Let's lighten that back up, because now that I've got that, go through and do one of my favorite tricks ever, which is add another layer. For now, we'll lower this one down. Go back to the brush. And now that looks a lot better, but what I also need is for this to be a lot bigger. Fit with that perspective. Now when I go back to this layer, erase all that stuff I don't like. Back to this panel, we want to make this selection, and we're going to have it submit to our will. Okay, and once I add shadows, that will make a lot more sense. But for now, that will do. I do plan on making stickers. I haven't got a chance to do it just yet. I have my logo that I'm going to be getting some die cut stickers for other little projects. But I do plan on having stickers in the shop at some point in the near future here, just because I think that would be fun, and I would like to produce some going forward. They just are a little expensive, so basically, if I make them, I will have to charge people for them, which is not what I wanted to do. I just wanted to have stickers, but if I charge for them, I'll be able to get more, and it would be cool to have a variety of them going on. So I will have stickers of my logo pretty soon here. Actually, I just got to make a little bit of extra money, so I have a couple little new toys that I need for this, for streaming and for YouTube, and I basically have got most of those pretty set. It's just one little computer dock that I need. That will make it so I can plug in Ethernet and I won't have any more YouTube buggy problems. And also, it will make it so that I can plug in more devices and actually use my second monitor and have a better setup for streaming. So once I have those out of the way, stickers are the next thing. I also think that stickers are awesome. I like to sticker bomb everything, and damn it, having my own stickers would be way more fun. Okay, so let's get that down there. I don't know about everybody else, but I'm getting hungry. I should have had a lunch before swinging through here. Instead, I thought that coffee would have held me over. I chose poorly. Yeah, that'll do. It's not the important arm. Yeah. That's cool with the old post stickers. I like that. When I was real young, we're like talking like third grade, living in Alaska, I won like a duck stamp contest where we drew. Well, I didn't win completely. I was a third place in it, but still. So I kind of like got a fun little space in my heart for postage stamps and stuff. The goal was that the next state stamp would have been off of that person's art. It ended up being a college kid. So, for a third grader, I feel like I did a pretty solid job. I've looked at the art since then, and I have no clue how they did it. I feel like it was a pity prize, but, you know, it still is a good memory. So there's that. Yeah, I will be. I'll be making stickers for sure, though. It's been on my list of things to do for a while, and I didn't. My wife is still trying to convince me to actually like sell things and make a website, so that will happen at some point. But I haven't quite convinced myself to go fully with that just yet. That's a gesture of an elbow pad. That works for me. At least enough. Well, I'll have to take a look at. I'll have to share your stickers at some point. You should tag me in them, and so I can take a look at what you got for stickers. I might have to pick some up. I'm always looking to, put an excessive amount of stickers on all of my accessories, like my laptop and all of my fun toys. Big Cartel. I will look into that. I was looking at, oh, what is the cheap, one of the most affordable sites that I've found so far. I'll have to double check it, but I think it's literally like called like Stick or something, and it's pretty fantastic as far as like the pricing wise for what I was trying to go for. Plus, I'm looking for die cut of my logo because if I'm gonna do something, it's gotta look professionally the way I want it to go. So, but I'll definitely check that out. So Big Cartel. Oh, sell work online. So it's one of those basically where they help you sell all your artwork. That is honestly a direction I've thought about doing multiple times because for me it's like the having to ship things out and make prints is just it's all the extra work while I'm also working as a tattoo artist, so it makes it pretty tricky to find that extra time. And I've thought about doing that is to do like some of those t-shirt websites and printing websites where they just take a percentage of everything and do most of that work for you, which I thought about. Be kind of fun. Because, like, the cool part about all these side projects for me is I'm not trying to live off this. I don't have to worry about the money side of things. It's just a bonus. It would be nice for it to help pay for extra toys, like new computers, and basically just to improve upon these side projects. Okay, let's fix something here. Have faith, there is a method to what I'm doing. RX skulls, huh? Alright. I will be. Actually, where are my notes? I have a notepad somewhere just for this sort of thing. Oop. As I screw with touchscreen functions, pull out my. So RX skulls. Insta. Cool. And yeah, no, Sticker Robot was one of them that I was looking at, but there was another. Here, let me check real quick. I think I have it on here somewhere. Let me just figure it out. But I liked their pricing as long as I. Actually, going about this the wrong way. if I just open up my Google, it will be there. Yeah, it's literally just called Sticker App is what I was using, checking out. I liked their prices and their quality seems pretty good. I'm just going to pick up a batch of those to see if they are exactly what I'm looking for. I don't know as of yet, but definitely feel like I'm getting there. Okay, cool. So, if you noticed, I still saved all the fun part of this panel so that I can do the face here real quick. I got the rest of it essentially where I want it to go. There still might be some changes in the long run, but there's gonna be a lot of just like magic and stuff in this panel. It's not a ton of like actual art, but I might have made the head in panel 3 too big. Might have to make some edits to that in the future, but see, always save the fun part for last. Eyes wonky, but that's okay. We'll fix that when we get there. I already know how to solve this problem. Okay, let's get this face done up so I can get me some food. I think I've officially hit that time. Yeah, Jordan, I think that you basically just described some of some Stephen King books right there too, you know? It's amazing how different this character looks when I don't put the facial hair on him yet. Okay. Jordan, I am really excited to read through that whole thing. It's going to be good. That's why I want you to finish it up so you can even just self-publish it, you know? I think that it could be cool. There's so many options for self-publishing these days. Yeah, Amazon's definitely one of the easiest to get through, and probably the easiest way for you to like get it out there. Also, as far as a lot of those go, I thought about doing illustrating children's books with my buddy Adam through Amazon. Well, hell yeah, then let's get you there, man. You gotta go through, you gotta get your book all published so that someone can turn it into a movie. You know, that's how this works. This is how you make your life work. Look at Andy Weir, man. Wrote a poem that ended up being huge, and no one had any clue it was him. And then out of nowhere, he decided to write a little story called The Martian that then got turned into a major motion picture. And yeah, then his second book that he decided to write after that got turned into a movie like immediately, and that's gonna be coming out soon. Let's now adjust this. I get some quick adjustments. Still think that the face is too scrawny, so let's actually really screw up everything I just worked on by trying something that sometimes works. That's better. And well, of course it's going to have bulky armor. It's my favorite way to do it. Of course, 40k is like bulky armor times 100. It's also kind of World of Warcrafty. That's just kind of how I do it. I don't know. I'm still trying to get used to drawing plate armor. Okay. Well, for now, because I don't think I have any actual background for that one, this is where we find ourselves at the moment, which is not bad. I'm going to probably go through and edit the two faces on panel 3 and 4, just so that I can make them a little cleaner in the long run. But I think that I ended up streaming for a lot longer than I expected for this first stream. The dog was awesome and let me do that. So thank you guys for joining me and hanging out. It's like I said, it helps me a lot to be motivated to keep working on this. I'm almost done with page 1. We got one more panel left to do, and we will be finishing that up tonight. So I will be logging back on. My guess is sometime closer to 7 because Sammy goes to work at 7 tonight, and I will have enough time to try to tire out the dog again to hopefully get at least another hour, because I don't think I'll need more than an hour for this particular page, but it will still be a fun hangout. We'll go from there. Who knows? Maybe I'll have my camera by then, too. Anyway, I'm going to get some food. Thank you guys for hanging out, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Have a good day.